3 minutes into extra time, it finally happened. You thought, that's it.
Yeah, you did, and I mean,
because they hadn't attacked the whole game.
Well, exactly, and you couldn't see them scoring.
No.
They haven't scored that many goals away from home this season, Atletico. And that's a lovely finish. I mean, it comes back at him quick, and it might make it look easy, but it's not that easy when it bounces back at you like that. How many times have you seen people shank it over, shank it wide? But if you want that ball to drop to anybody, when you're relying on technique, for me,
even though he hasn't scored a goal at Anfield all season.
Well, it's staggering, really, because he scored a fair few away, hasn't he?
Extraordinary statistic. Well, what happened next? Marcos Llorente has only scored 3 goals in his entire career. He scored 2 from outside the box in the next 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were shell-shocked Liverpool, weren't they? But it was just a bad error. Tale of the 2 keepers, I think. Oblak was fantastic at one end, and I've no idea what he was doing there, anywhere but there, really. But yeah, having said that, they had a lot to do. It was a fantastic pass through and a great finish. I think the goalkeeper, Adrian, actually slips. You can see his right foot go from underneath him.
Here, though. Yeah.
Everyone's pointing the other way.
Yeah. What's it? Yeah.
Like Crikey said, though, watch his right leg here.
His
he
right leg
slips
goes
as he goes to take off.
Just see it. We see it here.
His feet are in the air as well, aren't they?
He loses his right foot.
The hard thing is that it's it's coming, don't you? That's the worst thing.
It's a cruel business, goalkeeping.
I know, but some people are just prone to more mistakes than others.
Yeah.
And you sat here and thinking he could. We said, didn't we, during the game, he could cost Liverpool at any moment, and it happened. And you're not surprised. That's the problem.
Imagine being him now. Imagine what he's feeling now in that change room. He'll think all eyes are on him. Everyone's looking at you. When you make a mistake in a game, that's the feeling. You get in a change room and you think everyone's trying to go pat you on the back. And you're thinking, please go away, please. But he's going to have some character building. He's going to have a look at himself, obviously, and he's going to need his teammates at this moment.
It's difficult to come back from that. I mean, we strikers miss chances and stuff, but a goalkeeper's howlers just seem to be so much worse.
He's done okay this season when he's come in, but it's the odd error that he's prone to making.
That Alisson probably wouldn't.
And that's the thing. I think people go through it with Salah, who's the most important, Van Dijk, but I think on nights like this, it proves how important Alisson is.
It certainly does. And then suddenly it was 2-2 and 3-2 on aggregate. Talking about a possible foul in the build-up there, what do you think?
Strength. Partey was excellent all night.
Straws, probably.
Yeah, well,
But this is brilliant. You see the run on the break is phenomenal. Like it's the desire. It's actually the intent here. Yeah, we could just run it into the corner and chill. No, gets Gomez 1v1, cuts inside Henderson, and it's a fantastic strike. Great finish.
I think that's just strength, that, wasn't it?
And the substitutes made a huge impact, didn't they, tonight? The score of all the Atletico Madrid goals. But this lad, 40-odd million euros from their arch rivals, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And I mean, he looked golden, didn't he, when he came on? Brilliant strike.
Pace. And he didn't like that, did he?
I think he quite enjoyed it.
He's crazy, isn't
he? He's sort of horribly likeable.
I like him.
I'd just go for the first word, personally.
I like him. I think you've got to respect him. I think no matter what you think about the way his teams play, the way that he gets his teams ready and riled up in every situation, every game, again, they're a true representation of his personality.
And the players want to play for him.
Yeah, you can tell.
They all buy into it, the crowd buy into it, everybody. Morata, I think when he ran through, I did hear a couple of you maybe mutter, he won't score.
I'll hold my hand up. I'm not his biggest fan. And again, you could argue that Adrian got his angles wrong here.
He's in a strange position, and he's way too far over, isn't he?
But again, I mean, Liverpool are chasing the game.
By that stage,
It's a great 1-2, by the way. Look,
he's a confidence player, Morata, though. I think he was struggling big time when he was at Chelsea, and I just think in this team he just looks more comfortable. I know he didn't play that long, but he wasn't doing that at Chelsea, was he?
He wasn't showing even the emotion. He wasn't showing that at Chelsea. Here it seems like it means a bit more to him. Yeah, great result though. And listen, so you understand, emotions are running high. He's maybe showing that to England. That's his answer to England almost after his spell that he had here. But look at that.
I think Simeone might be getting cramp. He's run up and down that touchline so often in front of his supporters, and obviously contrasting emotions. Jurgen Klopp. Let's get a Liverpool view. Their captain, Jordan Henderson's with Des.
Jordan, that's a pretty cruel reward for the evening.
Yeah, obviously we were really disappointed. I thought the performance overall was very good. You know, intensity, everything we spoke about before the game. Yeah, we put into the game everything, and yeah, we're bitterly disappointed. You know, we'll be disappointed with the goals we've conceded. But if we look at the performance, I think for the large parts of the game, we'll be pleased with. Just obviously disappointed with the goals we conceded.
But you know, from this competition, just a couple of moments of loss of concentration, just one error, and suddenly everything changed.
Yeah, of course. You know, I've experienced it over the last few years. You know, you need to be fully focused at all times, and any mistake or any lapse in concentration can cost you. And yeah, well, like I say, we're really disappointed with the result overall, because I felt as though, like I said, the performance would probably deserve to go through.
Does it feel worse because you had that grip on the game for 90 minutes? You were outstanding.
Yeah, you know, like I say, the performance level was, and that's all you can really focus on, and while you're in the game. But overall, we've got to be, we were really disappointed with the position that we were in, and then to concede the goals we did isn't like us. So yeah, very disappointing, and we've got to take it on the chin.
And it's not just about that slip from the goalkeeper and the misplaced pass. There were chances as well, overhead kicks, woodwork, close saves. Black had a great game as well.
Yeah, he made some great saves. But yeah, we created so many chances to score, and obviously just couldn't find the net. Well, we did twice, but we couldn't find the third to kill the game off. But listen, the lads give everything, you know, as we always do. We left everything on the field, and unfortunately we just couldn't get the result we wanted.
They're a horrible side to play in many respects. I mean that almost as a compliment.
Yeah, listen, that's the way they play, you know. It's hard to play against, defend really well. But to be honest, we still created a lot of chances. You know, it wasn't as if the defended so well where we didn't create much. We created a lot. So overall, like I said, we've got to be really disappointed with the result, and we will be. And for tonight and tomorrow will be, yeah. Well, it'll not feel nice, but we've got to use it. We've got to react in the right way, and finish off the season well.
Finish off the season with the Premier League title, no double this year.
Yeah, well, listen, we've got the derby next, which is a big game for us. So that's what the focus needs to turn to very quickly, because that's a big game, and just keep taking the game by game until the end of the season. But we want to finish strongly.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I think he's accustomed to lately giving interviews after a defeat. But he speaks well, and he plays well as well.
Yeah, he speaks well. He's very good at summing up and getting the temperature of the game, and so you have to take that on the chin. It's not easy coming out after when you get beaten in big games like this to talk. And as a captain, that's the responsibility of a captain.
Yeah, it's part of the job. But he was right what he said. I mean, they were
brilliant,
comfortably the better side.
I thought for 1-0, I thought it was the most entertaining and one-sided 1-0 I've seen for a long time. And I thought it was just a matter of time until they got the next one. As Rio said, he summed it up really well. And then you're going to look at the positives. You wake up in the morning, you'll be gutted, but you start looking at the positives. If you'd asked Liverpool fans at the start of this season, you're going to win the Premier League and nothing else, snap your hands off. That's exactly what they've needed to fill their collection for a long, long time. Yeah. So, again, the pain now is deep, but, you know, tomorrow's another day. And
is it better when you play well and lose, or it doesn't really make any difference?
No,
I think it's mild, slightly better, isn't it? It gives, I don't know, is it?
Possibly. They've just gone out of the Champions League, so I don't mean too. But like
stupid question.
Jordan Henderson said there, he looks devastated, doesn't he? I mean, they'll be devastated because they're not used to losing either and going out of competitions. But on the plus side, as Mo said, if you ask any of these fans, I know quite a few of them, and they would have bitten your arm off for the Premier League title, and they would have gone out the group stages. They would have taken that at the start of the season.
OK, we're going to take a little breather. After it, we'll hopefully hear the words of the Liverpool manager. Tough night for Jurgen Klopp. Started so promisingly, of course, but in the end, well, the holders are...
Jurgen, that must feel like a really brutal outcome when you did so much good work and so much hard work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was searching for the right words, to be honest. Our main mistake was probably to not to score the second goal 5 minutes too late. So we scored it in extra time and not during the 90 minutes. And the 90 minutes were exceptional. The stuff we played here was incredible. We all know how difficult it can be against Atletico, but the boys played a wonderful football game. Yeah. We scored a second goal, and then, come on, it's like it is. It's we saw all the goals we conceded. Should not concede these kind of goals, but you lose the game always in a specific way. They're always different, but tonight, it's difficult to explain these goals, to be honest, but it's like it is, and the boys fought hard. The stadium was an incredible performance. I only can say thank you to everybody for this incredible ride in the Champions League, since we are part of it again, and we will come again and go again, but now for this moment we are out.
They're that kind of side. They wait for a mistake, they punish Adrian's misplaced pass, and then suddenly everything changes.
Yeah, but that's clear. Look, 2-1 is not cool, but of course it's a blow in a moment. But it was not that big problem. The second goal obviously was a much bigger problem, because then it's not all over. We have still 20 minutes or so to go for scoring 2. We tried, but of course the legs were now a bit tired. We didn't have all what looked really natural, and in the first 90 minutes, and maybe in the first, I don't know exactly when we conceded the first goal, and what looked really natural becomes then a bit more stiff, and it's like, okay, we have to do this. The crosses have not the same quality anymore. We wanted to have first time crosses, so first touch crosses. That's how we scored the first goal. That was brilliant, and you don't have that then anymore. The boys forget then to use the right things. It's just because it's so intense, and you do always and try. That's it.
Does it feel like a sucker punch, though, the whole night?
Yeah. Of course. So I hope now, I didn't ask actually, well, nobody told me yet. I hope they're all fine and all fit, and we will go again, how I said. But I saw really, I'm completely happy with the performance. Wow, that's what can I say? It's so difficult to play a side like that. I don't understand with the quality they have, to be honest, that they play this kind of football. I don't understand that. But it's right. The winner is always right. And when I see players like Koke, Saul, Lorente, the players they have, they could play proper football, and they stand deep in the side and in their own half and have counter-attacks. But okay, they beat us, so that's how it is, and we have to accept that. We accept that, of course. It's no problem. So congratulations to Atletico, but it doesn't feel right tonight, to be honest. I realize I'm a really, really bad loser, and especially when the boys put such an effort in a game and play just look against world-class players on the other side, defend with 2 rows of 4 and 2 strikers in front of them. They didn't even have counterattacks in over the 90 minutes, so that was just brilliant. But in the end, we have to accept that we lost it anyway. We conceded 3 goals, which is really crazy. But it's normal. The game can develop like this. We knew that before. We know that in our last 2 years. We had some lucky moments in the Champions League as well. That's clear. You need that to go twice in a final. Today it was pretty much everything against us in these decisive moments, and so that's how it happens. But again, I'm really proud of the boys.
His frustrations really came out there, didn't they? Has he got a point? Should they be playing a different style of football? I
understand what he's saying. When you're a purist and you've played the type of football that his teams play.
Yeah, as a supporter, you'd much prefer to see a team attacking, but
of course,
it seems the Atletico Madrid fans have really bought into Simeone's style.
Not everybody can play the same way. It'd be boring if everyone played the same way. It's nice to have a difference. It's nice to have different styles, different philosophies, different methods up against each other. And tonight, the one that we probably thought this can't win tonight, the way that they performed and played, it came out on top. And yeah, they didn't have no counter-attacks in the 90 minutes, but they did in the extra time, and they were potent and they were clinical with it. So, listen, it's horses for courses. Simeone sees his team a certain way. Klopp sees he's another.
Yeah, I totally see what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I've thought for a long time, because I don't think there's anything genius about setting your team up to, defend. I've always said, everyone says, Mourinho tactical masterclass if they win 1-0 away and things. what genius is what Pep Guardiola does. What genius is what Jurgen Klopp does. Being expansive no matter what you face.
Being entertaining, because football,
And
part of football is being entertained.
That's what being genius is. Putting loads of men behind the ball and great players at that.
So you've got to respect it.
You respect it, but I don't think it's genius.
No. On the flip side of that, though, I think if they come out and play football here against Liverpool at Anfield, they get smashed.
Exactly.
They get smashed. So I think although they've got great football players, really good football players, ball players, I don't think they've got as much as Liverpool. And I think if they sit up to attack, they get beat.
Yeah, and you've got to try. I mean, ultimately, it's the result that is the most important thing for any.
They've
team,
done a job on
coach,
Liverpool.
any fan.
They've done a job on Liverpool. Liverpool battered them over 90 minutes. They were much the better side, but at the end of the day, it's them going through.
Yeah. And that's knockout football. It's the first time, actually, Jurgen Klopp's lost a two-legged knockout competition in European football with Liverpool.
He's got a fantastic record, and you can tell that's why he's upset. That's why he's a bad loser. He said it himself there. He's not used to this feeling, but that's part and parcel of the game, and I'm sure he dusts himself down, and Liverpool are going to win the league,
Where do you see the competition now? But it's also no one really knows what's going to happen this season. With the coronavirus is spreading, Italy is in lockdown. A Juventus player has been tested positive for the virus this evening, Daniele Rogani. I mean, none of us really know where it's going to lead. Some games are being played behind closed doors. It's not sure that even the competition will end on the right dates. So I suppose nobody knows really. But putting that aside, England were very dominant last season in the competition, but clearly not this year.
No, I mean, it's worrying what you were saying there. And especially with Liverpool, it's been so long since they won the title, you know, who's the last thing you want to see is anything stop. But... you know, if that's the case, that's the case. But with regards to the English teams in Europe, they've just, hopefully Man City can do the business.
OK, well, lots more live football to look forward to tomorrow evening as the Europa League round of 16 gets underway at 5:15 with Manchester United's trip to Austria to face Lask in a match, one of the matches that's being played behind closed doors. That's also the case in Greece, of course, where Wolves face Olympiacos with coverage of that one underway at 8, and there's also Rangers against Leverkusen live from Ibrox. Final thoughts briefly, Rio. Liverpool just got to go on and forward and try and win the league. Well,
listen, they'll go to sleep tonight devastated, but the league title's coming to Anfield.
Yeah, they can hold their head up high. Anyone can get beat. They played really well.
They've been magnificent all season, and they were again tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, chaps. Great effort from Liverpool. Wasn't to be this time. Highlights to follow of all this.